The air tastes like overheated wool and the metallic tangle copper coins. A silver tray passes, reflecting the rhythmic twitch in my left eyelid. The ceiling fan is just stirring the perfume of collective, silent panic. Everyone's jaw is locked in a grin that never reaches the cooling marrow. Listen to the pitch, it's rising like a flood in a lightless basement. A symphony of damp hands smoothing out invisible wrinkles in Borrow's Hill. Tossing plastic chips onto a table built from high-frequency static. Buying 3 seconds of a stranger's gaze before the debt turns toxic is a heavy trade for a hollow wind in a room of falling glass. We're all just sweating through the seams of our expensive second skins. The man to my right is manufacturing a laugh that sounds like grinding gravel. His wife is counting the knots she harvests, stacking them like brittle dry cars. The velvet curtains are soaking up the lies until the rods sag with the humidity. I can smell the sour salt of insecurity under a 500-ounce scent of cedar. Every sentence is a gamble thrown against a wall that doesn't have ears. A chorus of voices scratching at the air, desperate to be the last sound standing. Tossing plastic chips onto a table built from high-frequency static. Buying 3 seconds of a stranger's gaze before the debt turns toxic. It's a heavy trade for a hollow wind in a room of falling glass. We're all just sweating through the seams of our expensive second skins. The roar is a physical fist pushing steadily against my sternum. No one is listening, they're just waiting for their turn to scream into the vacuum. The chips are clicking, a dry rattle in a dying throat, a hollow commerce of the damned. I am watching the ink run on the ledger of their terrified, dilated pupils. Tossing plastic chips onto a table built from high-frequency static. Buying 3 seconds of a stranger's gaze before the debt turns toxic. It's a heavy trade for a hollow wind in a room of falling glass. We're all just sweating through the seams of our expensive second skins. The house always wins when the currency is made of nothing. Clink, 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 just a pocket full of plastic and a heart rate spike. Ooh. The pomade smells like scorched carnations and a dying fire. 60 throats are weaving a shroud out of compliments that taste like ash. A shrill laugh grazes the vertebrae at the base of my neck. They're pouring noise into the floorboards to keep the floor from sinking. They're caulking the gaps with the sawdust of a good evening, piling jagged syllables against the threat of an empty thought. If the hum breaks, the chandelier will fall into their throats. Every silence is a mirror they are too terrified to polish. A silver spoon clatters and the room flinches like a struck dog. He stitches the void with the inventory of a house he'll never inhabit. The wallpaper is blistered by the steam of their collective pulse. I watch a bead of sweat dissolve the starch in his stiff collar. They're clogging the gaps with the sawdust of a good evening, piling jagged syllables against the threat of an empty thought. If the hum breaks, a chandelier will fall into their throats. Every silence is a mirror they are too terrified to polish. The air has turned to cold tar between the cufflinks and the lace. The void is licking the salt from the heels of their Oxfords. One heartbeat of stillness would shatter every spine in the parlor. They're caulking the gaps with the sawdust of a good evening, piling jagged syllables against the threat of an empty thought. If the hum breaks, the chandelier will fall into their throats. Every silence is a mirror they are too terrified to polish. The humidity is a wet wool blanket over my lungs. My thumb is fused to the lated crystal by a layer of rhyme. The room is a hissing steam pipe vibrating with clenched teeth. I am an iceberg in a room made of matches. Let the frost bite the poles where the skin is thinnest. A localized winter clutched in a numbing palm. If I release this anchor, the floor becomes a throat. This thermal shock is the only honest word spoken. The social static tastes like a rusted penny under the tongue. The woman beside me smells like lilies rotting in a locked closet. The ice cubes click, a skeletal dice roll in deep amber. I am tracing the condensation until my fingerprints vanish. Let the frost bite the poles where the skin is thinnest. A localized winter clutched in a numbing palm. If I release this anchor, the floor becomes a throat. This thermal shock is the only honest word spoken. Reach the marrow, a silver needle. The laughter is just a wind through a graveyard fence. I am pressing a frozen rim to the hollow of my neck. Stay solid, stay zero, stay separate. Let the frost bite the poles where the skin is thinnest. A localized winter clutched in a numbing palm. If I release this anchor, the floor becomes a throat. This thermal shock is the only honest word spoken. Tungsten post nails at the hem of my coat. Splinter pine memorizing the map of my vertebrae. The air tastes of wet copper and the salt of a stranger's neck. I am the blind spot where the heartbeat goes so high. Behold a frantic hunting for a scrap of the art artificial sun. They steer their orbits wide of the sunlit hollow. I am the immovable knot in the tapestry of noise. The dark is a velvet lung, and I am the breath held inside. Silken flares, flinching from the edge of my stillness. They pivot their spines to avoid the gaze they cannot see. The glass strips the skin from their mechanical laughter. I am the pillar that refuses to lean into the rhythm. Behold a frantic, hunting for a scrap of the artificial sun. They steer their orbits wide of the sunlit hollow. I am the immovable knot in the tapestry of noise. The dark is a velvet lung, and I am the breath held inside. Floor tilts on the axis of their collective fever. My thumb traces the cold grain where the timber meets the brick. They are the ghosts, I'm the only solid thing left in the house. A landmark of shadow, they navigate by their own fear. Behold the frantic, running for a scrap of the artificial sun. They steer their orbits wide of the sunlit hollow. I am the immovable knot in the tapestry of noise. The dark is a velvet lung, and I am the breath held inside. The ceiling fan chops the cigar smoke in a gray ribbon. A palm lands on my shoulder like a slab of cold wet hound. The how have you been taxes the zinc taste of a copper penny. I grind my molars until I smell the ghost of calcium. The exchange rate for glad to see you is a jar of gray lint. You're trading ghost paper for the heat of a human pole. My ribs are the vault bars where the light never leaks. I'm staying solvent while you dissolve in the velvet lobby. Laughter rattles the ice cubes like a bag of broken teeth. Oh, we should do lunch as a check signed by a thumbprint of grease. A toothpick snaps between a stranger's molars, sharp and dry. I watch the dust motes settle on your borrowed silk tie. The exchange rate for glad to see you is a jar of gray lint. You're trading ghost paper for the heat of a human pulse. My ribs are the vault bars where the light never leaks. I'm staying solvent while you dissolve in the velvet lobby. Social debt is a noose braided from flattery and gin. Every darling is a pickpocket's hand in the hollow of my throat. You're buying a gaze with a coin that melts in the grip. I'm the only one left with a heavy, rusted lock on my lungs. The exchange rate for glad to see you is a jar of gray lint. You're trading ghost paper for the heat of a human pulse. My ribs are the vault bars where the light never leaks. I'm staying salt while you dissolve in the velvet lobby. The exchange rate for glad to see you is a jar of gray lint. You're trading ghost paper for the heat of a human pulse. My ribs are the vault bars where the light never leaks. I'm staying soft while you dissolve in the velvet lobby. The market is closed. The vault stays heavy. Tinnitus in the key of G, ringing like a spent bullet. The crystal chime of ice against molars. A laugh that tears the velvet of the room. He wears his father's posture like a shroud, but the starch is giving way to damp salt. Gold links rattle in a frantic Morse code against a pose that wants to leave his skin. The gears inside are screaming in the silence, while the heavy silver counts a cow in. A linen cuff is caught a frantic rhythm, like a trap bird's wing inside a chimney flue. He's bargaining orders to the empty shadows, with a voice that's brittle as a winter bone. Gold links rattling a frantic Morse code against a pulse that wants to leave his skin. The gears inside are screaming in the silence, while the heavy silver counts a coward in. The stage is set with hollow point conviction. The spotlight burns the grease paint off his brow. A king of dirt with a crown of static, and the gravity is pulling for his knees. Gold links rattling a frantic Morse code against the pulse that wants to leave his skin. The gears inside are screaming in the silence, while the heavy silver counts a coward in. The ice in the tumbler has stopped clicking against the rim. She's measuring the oxygen in the gap before his smile. A silver brooch pins the panic to her silk lapel. The humidity of her palm leaves a salt blur on the mahogany. She is counting the molars of the man she's currently haunting. Her throat is a dry flue for a fire that will not catch. Watch the black ink leak through the milk of her stare. A radar sweep of a bird trapped in a glass wall room. She's carving a ladder out of sentences she hasn't finished, while the ghosts in the corner forget she ever existed. The hem of her gown is fraying one thread at a time. She scans the peripheral for a face that still yields. The white of her eye is a desert map with red veins. Her esophagus hitches on a vow she didn't mean to lose. The air in the ballroom is heavy with the scent of wet copper. Her pulse is a shudder clicking at an empty frame. Watch the black ink leak through the milk of her stare. A radar sweep of a bird trapped in a glass-walled room. She's carving a ladder out of sentences she hasn't finished, while the ghosts in the corner forget she ever existed. The maze is a circle drawn in the condensation on her glass. She's running toward an exit that is just a painted wall. The silence of the room is the loudest thing she's ever heard. Watch the black ink leak through the milk of a stare. A radar sweep of a bird trapped in a glass-walled room. She's carving a ladder out of sentences she hasn't finished, while the ghosts in the corner forget she ever existed. Just a shadow vibrating in a suit of borrowed skin. Starlight, gone. The chandelier bleeds a cold, surgical fluorescent. Every mouth is a trapdoor, swinging on rusted hinges. I taste the copper of a tongue bitten through for a seat at the table. Your laughter has the texture of razor wire dipped in clover honey. Polished enamel, a picket fence built over a burial ground. We're grinding the calcium down to the exposed nerve. A porcelain screen vibrating through a starch-stiffened collar. How the jawbones ache in this choir of well-dressed sharks. The gin is tepid in taste, like the stale breath of a rival. You adjust your cufflinks like you're chambering around. There's a hairline fracture running from your crown to your conscience. We bow until the vertebrae splinter like winter star cedar. Polished enamel, a picket fence built over a burial ground. We're grinding the calcium down to the exposed nerve. A porcelain screen vibrating through a star-stiffened collar. How the jawbones ache in this choir of well-dressed sharks. Muzzle the primal growl with a heavy mouth full of black silk. The velvet curtains are down from the sweat of opalite endurance. One more, it's a pleasure, and the gums will surely hemorrhage. Polished an animal, a picket fence built over burial ground. We're grinding the calcium down to the exposed nerve. A porcelain scream vibrating through a star-stiffened collar. How the jawbones ache in this choir of well-dressed sharks. Just keep the mask into the bone. Grind until the white dust fills the room. Smile, smile. Bourbon leaves a ring like a bruise on the polished toe. You're just as silk cuffed to hide the rhythmic twitch of her wrist. She laughs 3 semitones too high for this hollow room. They are burning their oxygen just to be the brightest flicker. My silence is a vacuum, pulling the marrow from your teeth. I am the architect, sketching the hairline cracks in your stone. Every word you waste makes you a feather in the wind. I'm getting heavier with the later of every fact you drop. I heard the dry slide of leather when your eyes met it. A gold band is sweating in a pocket full of gray lint. You gave away the combination in the way you grip the crystal. I'm cataloging the dead while you're busy buying the round. My silence is a vacuum, pulling the marrow from your teeth. I am the architect, sketching the hairline cracks in your stone. Every word you waste makes you a feather in the wind. I'm getting heavier with the later of every fact you drop. The air in here is thinning as you exhale your armor. You are becoming a ghost, transparent and without gravity. I am the cellar, the vault, the black soil underneath, growing fat on the secrets you couldn't afford to keep. My silence is a vacuum, pulling the marrow from your teeth. I am the architect, sketching the headline cracks in your stone. Every word you waste makes you a feather in the wind. I'm getting heavier with the leading of every fact you drop. Scratching of a nib on heavy parchment. The harvest is finished, the noise is gone. The scratching of a nib. Whiskey glass sweats a halo onto the mahogany. The ceiling fan slices the cigar smoke in the gray ribs. I feel the room sag toward my left shoulder. Even the dust settles where I tell it to. My presence is a sinkhole in the velvet. I don't need a throw to hold the room. The stillness is a fever you can't sweat out. A lion at rest while the scavengers choke. Teeth click like dry stones in a pocket, snapping at the air 4 feet from my skin. I watch the sweat bead on your upper lip, the frantic map of a man losing ground. My presence is a sinkhole in the velvet. I don't need a throw to hold the room. The stillness is a fever you can't sweat out. A lion at rest while the scavengers choke. Thud in a lead-lined chest. A rimming warning that never breaks a piece. You are the noise, I am the silence that eats it. The gravity here belongs to my lungs. My presence is a sinkhole in the velvet. I don't need a throw to hold a room. The stillness is a fever you can't sweat out. A lion at rest while the scavengers choke. downtown blues. My jaw is a rusted vise, holding back a landslide. The silver in my marrow is cooling into a spike. I haven't breathed since the pendulum froze in the hall. There's a copper penny under my tongue, tasting of the fall. They are moths beating wings against a dying ball. I am the dark filament waiting for the surge. I'm a compressed coil in a velvet sleeve, a hairline fracture you'll never believe. I don't move because the floorboards haven't grown. I am the heavy harvest that was never sold. My calves are humming like high tension wire in the frost. Shoulders like a cellar door where the keys were lost. The crowd is a frantic ink blot, bleeding out of breath. I am the needle's point, the silence before the wreck. They are moths beating wings against a dying ball. I am the dark filament waiting for the surge. I'm a compressed coil in a velvet sleeve, a hairline fracture you'll never believe. I don't move because the floorboards haven't grown. I am the heavy harvest that was never sold. The safety is off, but the trigger's made of stone. Stored kinetic thunder rattling through the bone. When the latch gives way, I won't be a ghost in the room. I'll be the sudden gravity inside the tomb. I'm a compressed coil in a velvet sleeve, a hairline fracture you'll never believe. I don't move because the floorboards haven't grown. I am the heavy harvest that was never sold. The mercury in the wall frame is begging to break the glass. The velvet on your shoulder turns brittle upon leaning my way. You bring a sentence meant for shallow water and light talk. But the floorboards under my boots are starting to curl and blacken. Your nervous laugh dies in the gap between your front teeth. The air gets thick like where wool pulled over a chimney. It's a measured fire burning on a private heavy suit. I don't need your oxygen to keep the shadows under my foot. You're a cheap wig sputtering inside the draft's cold on the furnace floor, where the heaviest debts are told. I can hear the calcium humming inside your collarbone. Every word you offer evaporates an inch from your mouth. I require no signal or nod from the crowd. I'm just feeling the pressure drop, forcing your inner ear to scream. Your nervous laugh dies in the gap between your front teeth. The air gets thick like where wool pulled over a chimney. It's a measured fire burning on a private heavy suit. I don't need your oxygen to keep the shadows under my foot. You're a cheap wig sputtering inside the draft's cold on the furnace floor, where the heaviest debts are told. The hunger deep behind the ribs of the first meal. I'm the heat that makes a railroad track forget how to stay straight. No matchstick, no tinder, no wood to pile in the yard. Just a self-sustaining fever in a chest made of graveyard soil. Is a measured fire burning on a private heavy suit. I don't need your oxygen to keep the shadows under my foot. You're a cheap wig sputtering inside the draft's cold on the furnace floor, where the heaviest debts are told. The floor is smoking where I stood, still water burning wood. The hinge of your jaw is a rusted garden gate. You spill your cheap vinegar across my clean slate. I count the beads of sweat like cold rosary stones. I let the oxygen die in the marrow of your bones. The vacuum is a heavy velvet shroud on the lightning that waits behind the cloud. 3 heartbeats of nothing to strip you of your skin until your pride is a pin dropping in a glass bin. Your face is the the color of a bruised, overripe plum. You're chewing on the static, making yourself known. The more you talk, the more the floor turns to ice. I'm watching the panic scuttle like kitchen mice. The vacuum is a heavy velvet shroud on the lightning that waits behind the cloud. 3 heartbeats of nothing to strip you of your skin until your pride is a pin dropping in a glass bin. The water drips into the bucket of your chest. A hollow echo is the only invited guest. I haven't blinked since your first lie hit the floor. I'm the lock on the only door. The vacuum is a heavy velvet shroud on the lightning that waits behind the cloud. 3 heartbeats of nothing to strip you of your skin until your pride is a pin dropping in a glass bin. Stumble over the air I didn't give you. Choke on the shape of your own ghost. Your laughter hits the mahogany like spilled kerosene. Teeth white as fresh bone, carving up the oxygen in the room. I latch my pupils to your pulse point, right where the silk tie knots. You're a tall glass of bragg, but the ice is starting to rattle against the rim. Watch the wax run down the candlestick of your spine. A sudden vacuum where the roar used to live. Your bravado is a punctured tire on a midnight road. I'm the silence that doesn't blink back. A beat of salt traces the map of your fading geography. Your anecdotes trip over the threshold of your lower lip and shatter. The room is a choir of clinking glass, but you're singing out of key. You're hunting for a crack in the floorboards to slide your shadow through. Watch the wax run down the candlestick of your spine. A sudden vacuum where the roar used to live. Your bravado is a punctured tire on a midnight road. I'm the silence that doesn't blink back. No rebuttal, no nod, just the gravity of a dead-eye stare. The air in your chest is turning to cold, wet sand. You came here to swallow the sun, but you're drowning in a puddle of your own spit. The performance is bleeding out on the velvet carpet. Watch the wax run down the candlestick of your spine. A sudden vacuum where the roar used to live. Your bravado is a punctured tire on a midnight road. I'm the silence that doesn't blink back. Watch the wax run down the candlestick of your spine. A sudden vacuum where the roar used to live. Your bravado is a punctured tire on a midnight road. I'm the silence that doesn't blink back. The spotlight is humming a funeral march. The actor is gone, just a hollow suit and the sound of a closing door. A plain light. The ice in your glass, screaming its last transparent breath. Your laughter hits the ceiling like a copper coin dropped in a stone well. I am already counting. The cigarette burns on the rented mahogany. The sequins on your collar are just fish scales waiting for the tide to pull. I see the broom's bristles gather in the salt of your sweat. The dust is just skin that decided it didn't want to be held. Everything loud is a death, the quiet is coming to collect. We are just ghosts, practicing how to be still. Your red face shouting is a candle flicker in a cellar wind. The spilled wine maps out a country no one wants to inhabit. I hear the keys jingling in a cold pocket 3 blocks away. Your grandest confession is a dry leaf hid in the wet pavement. I see the broom's bristles gather in the salt of your sweat. The dust is just skin that decided it didn't want to be held. Everything loud is a death, the quiet is coming to collect. We are just ghosts, practicing how to be still. Scraping the bottom of a bowl of of charcoal powder. The janitor's lungs will be filled with every word you wasted. I see the broom's bristles gather in the salt of your sweat. The dust is just skin that decided it didn't want to be held. Everything loud is a debt the quiet is coming to collect. We are just ghosts, practicing how to be still. Everything loud is a debt the quiet is coming to collect. We are just ghosts, practicing how to be still. Swept into the bin, headed on. The ashes, all that's left of the fire you thought would last. Just ash. The copper tang of a penny pressed to the soft palate. 70 voices braiding a rope to hang the very air they breathe. The ice in my tumbler hasn't tilted its jagged edge, while the chandelier vomits glass teeth onto the hardwood. Every atom thrown into a scream eventually belongs to the mud. I am the stillness in the marrow of a frozen bone. Let the oxygen evaporate from their frantic, paper-thin chests. Wait for the silence to settle like silt on a drowned man's eye. A smear of red wine like a thumbprint on a death certificate. The roar is just a fever breaking against the back of the teeth. My heartbeat is a muffled hammer in a room full of feathers. I watch the skin of the lie stretch until the white bone shows. Every atom thrown into a scream eventually belongs to the mud. I am the stillness in the marrow of a frozen bone. Let the oxygen evaporate from their frantic, paper-thin chests. Wait for the silence to settle like silt on a drowned man's eyes. Electric buzz of a finger tracing the rim of leaded crystal. A single eyelash falling through the heat of a dying match. Weariness is the only gravity that forces a man to see the floor. Every atom thrown into a scream eventually belongs to the mud. I am the stillness in the marrow of a frozen bone. Let the oxygen evaporate from their frantic, paper-thin chests. Wait for the silence to settle like silt on a drowned man's eyes. The air is a land's ground from the the ashes of the noise. I am the only one who didn't blink when the sky broke. The horizon is a razor blade cutting the world into halves. I've watched this silk line hunger chew the same dry bone through 1,000 identical breaths. The gold leaf peels back to reveal the charcoal heart of the room. Your frantic pulse is a vibration I felt when the first kerosene lamp flickered. It's just the hum of the machine swallowing the last of the room's heat. I am the marrow in the center of the shaking ground. My skin is cool and lava, hardened by the sight of the same falling curtain while you spin like loose ash in a chimney draft. I am the weight that the earth forgot to move. Wear that new shadow like it isn't recycled wool from a dead man's closet, shouting into the velvet curtains just to see if the fabric screams back. I smell the mothballs on every next big thing that stumbles through the door. It's a funeral march played at double speed to keep the children dancing. I am the marrow in the center of the shaking ground. My skin is cool and lava, hardened by the sight of the same falling curtain while you spin like loose ash in a chimney draft. I am the way that the earth forgot to move. The floorboards have memorized the pressure of my heels. 1,000 faces have melted into one gray puddle at my feet. The noise is a mosquito, but the silence is a mountain. I am the marrow in the center of the shaking ground. My skin is cool and lava, hardened by the sight of the same falling curtain while you spin like loose ash in a chimney draft. I am the marrow in the center of the shaking ground. My skin is cool and lava, hardened by the sight of the same falling curtain while you spin like loose ash in a chimney draft. I am the weight that the earth forgot to move. tectonic shift ends here, under my boots. The world finally stops moving. The mahogany drinks the salt from his trembling palms. He's stacking adjectives like they'll hold up a falling ceiling. I watch the silver link on my cup catch a sliver of the low light. I kill his momentum with a blink that stretches into a canyon. This is the eye closing deal, the unspoken surrender, where the leverage lives in the hollow of a held breath. Keep your ink and your vellum, I'll take the shivering spine. The most expensive thing you own is the part you couldn't say. He's waiting for a verbal bridge to cross the widening gap. I give him the back of my hand and the ash of a damp cigar. The ceiling fan is chopping the shadow into jagged gray blades. One slow nod from me and his inheritance turns to dust in his mouth. This is the eye closing deal, the unspoken surrender, where the leverage lives in the hollow of a held breath. Keep your ink and your vellum, I'll take the shivering spine. The most expensive thing you own is the part you couldn't say. Sliding bolt of a velvet lined box clicking home. The mechanical rasp of a lighter that refuses to catch. The silence is a predator that has already finished its meal. You feel the yoke settle before I even move a finger. This is the eye closing deal, the unspoken surrender, where the leverage lives in the hollow of a held breath. Keep your ink and your vellum, I'll take the shivering spine. The most expensive thing you own is the part you couldn't say. This is the eye closing deal, the unspoken surrender, where the leverage lives in the hollow of a held breath. Keep your ink and your vellum, I'll take the shivering spine. The most expensive thing you own is the part you couldn't say. Look away first, I dare you. Look away first, I dare you. The hydraulic fluid doesn't scream as it lifts the bridge. It's the silent tension of a copper wire holding back the dark. You're counting the echoes of the glass you broke on the floor, while I'm the frost expanding in the cracks of your foundation stone. It's the gravity that never asks for your permission. The 5 miles of black water pressing on the diver's lung. No fanfare in the way the moon drags the salt tide home. Just a steady cold geometry of the deed being done. You mistake the steam for the engine, the rattle for the ghost. Screaming your inventory to a room that's already been bought. I find a private religion in the way of a resting thumb. A mountain doesn't need a witness to hold up the sky. It's the gravity that never asks for your permission. The 5 miles of black water pressing on the diver's lung. No fanfare in the way the moon drags the salt tide home. Just a steady cold geometry of the deed being done. Oh, feel the floorboards bowing under the weight of the silence. The smell of ozone just before the fuse melts perfectly flat. There is a terrifying grace in the fist that never clenches. A quiet math in the way the world simply bends back. It's a gravity that never asks for your permission. The 5 miles of black water pressing on the diver's lung. No fanfare in the way the moon drags the salt tide home. Just a steady cold geometry of the deed being done. No fanfare in the way the moon drags the salt tide home. Just a steady cold geometry of the deed being done. The low revving hum of the generator in the dark. Not a word, just the weight. The humidity here tastes like a stranger's lung. My collar is a damp noose tightening with every pulse. I watch a fly drown in a spilled drink on the mahogany. The crowd is a wet animal rubbing against my clean edges.
The rim of the glass is the only boundary left. A column of sleep descending through the dark of my ribs. I am a glacier drifting through a lake of boiling oil. This baptism of ice resets the wiring in my skull.
A woman's laugh shatters against my ear like cheap porcelain. The floorboards hum with a rhythm I refuse to dance to. I track the condensation trailing down my thumb like a salt tear. I'm swallowing a diamond that refuses to melt.
The rim of the glass is the only boundary left. A column of sleep descending through the dark of my ribs. I am a glacier drifting through a lake of boiling oil. This baptism of ice resets the wiring in my skull.
And don't touch my hand, your fever is a trespass. I've turned my blood into a slow-moving slush. The internal cavern is white, silent and miles deep. I'm finally alone under the surface of the roar.
The rim of the glass is the only boundary left. A column of sleep descending through the dark of my ribs. I am a glacier drifting through a lake of boiling oil. This baptism of ice resets the wiring in my skull.
The rim of the glass is the only boundary left. A column of sleep descending through the dark of my ribs. I am a glacier drifting through a lake of boiling oil. This baptism of ice resets the wiring in my skull. Liquid rushing into an internal cavern. The ice settles against the marrow. A cold island. The silver tray of flattery is passing by my knees. I watch their throats convulse for a crumb of yes. My own tongue is a heavy rusted bolt in the lock. I've never been so well fed as I am on this lack of breath. Crown me with the wool of a winter that doesn't melt. I am the feast that no one invited to the table. The roar of their pulse is just a fly against the glass. My sanctuary is the space between their blinking eyes. Someone's hand brushes my sleeve like a drowning moth. I don't offer the driftwood, I let the current take the sill. There is a humming in my marrow where the applause used to itch. I peeled the labels off my name and swallowed the glue. Crown me with the wool of a winter that doesn't melt. I am the feast that no one invited to the table. The roar of their pulses, just a fly against the glass. My sanctuary is the space between their blinking eyes. The room is a jar of fireflies dying for love. I am the dark glass holding the suffocation. No one is watching the man who isn't there, and that is the only throne worth the splinters. Crown me with the wool of a winter that doesn't melt. I am the feast that no one invited to the table. The roar of their pulses, just a fly against the glass. My sanctuary is the space between their blinking eyes. Condensation ring, and no mahogany is a salt rim ghost of a glass. The man to my left is leaking a ledger of a debt he'll never settle. My marrow vibrates at a frequency 300 miles past the county line. I can taste the ozone of a storm that hasn't even bruised the sky yet. The room is a shallow gas, but the plains are my only lung. You're counting the grease on your bills, I'm tracing the heat off the road. My eyes are locked with the blacktop sutures into the permanent blend blue. I've already arrived at the gate. You haven't even dreamed of building. A woman's laugh ripples like jagged glass across the back of my neck. They're carving their names into the oak, as if wood could ever hold a shadow. My pulse is a steady metronome for a mechanism with no hands, while they fight for the eyes are locked with the blacktop sutures into the permanent blue. I've already arrived at the gate. You haven't even dreamed of building. It's the weight of cold iron in the belly, the gravity of a finished thought. Your now is a gnat trapped in amber. My gone is the roar of the tide. The walls are just paper when your spine is made of the distant north.
The room is a shallow gasp, but the plains are my only lung. You're counting the grease on your bills. I'm tracing the heat off the road. My eyes are locked with the blacktop sutures into the permanent blue. I've already arrived at the gate. You haven't even dreamed of building.
The room is a shallow gasp, but the plains are my only lung. You're counting the grease on your bills. I'm tracing the heat off the road. My eyes are locked with the blacktop sutures into the permanent blue. I've already arrived at the gate. You haven't even dreamed of building. Just a flicker in the glass. The blue suture already home. The tin plate echoes with the rattle of your hollow teeth. I am counting the spaces between your blinks and the way the dust settles on the piano wire. You're building cathedrals out of spitting static, while my thumb traces the cold, silent edge of a decision. The air in this room is calcifying into jagged glass. The meniscus of my whiskey hasn't shivered in 1,000 heartbeats. I am the heavy silence that is currently swallowing your roar. One single motion and the sky comes crashing down. I don't negotiate with the gravity of the ground. The lightning doesn't whisper, it just erases the dark. A surgical fracture that kills the ghost of every spark. Your hands are frantic, rearranging the debris of a lost cause. You think the rhythm of the pendulum is a promise of more, but I've already felt the snap of the latch inside my ribs, mapping the exact millisecond where your breath becomes a memory. The oxygen is leaving the room to make space for the strike. Your frantic adjustments are just ripples on a frozen lake. I am the sudden weight that the floorboards can't take. One single motion and the sky comes crashing down. I don't negotiate with the gravity of the ground. The lightning doesn't whisper, it just erases the dark. A surgical fracture that kills the ghost of every spark. No struggle, no sweat, no second guessing the steel. The conversation is a debt I am here to seal. By the time the blur hits your eyes, the history is rewritten. One flicker of the wrist and the universe is smitten. One single motion and the sky comes crashing down. I don't negotiate with the gravity of the ground. The lightning doesn't whisper, it just erases the dark. A surgical fracture that kills the ghost of every spark. The conversation ends, the result is final. Well, the road is a tripwire for the desperate. I'm the smudge on the lens where the vision finally clears. My suit is the color of an inkwell tipped over. I breathe the air the choir has already shouted through. The spotlight is a butcher's hook for the ego. I'm the draft that moves the heavy velvet curtains. No name on the ledger, just a weight in the room. The king is a puppet, I'm the one cutting the thread. I watch the sweat bead on the ivory key. Every nervous tick is a map of a secret they'll sell me. While they hunt for the center, I own the perimeter. A silent architect building a house made of smoke. The spotlight is a butcher's hook for the ego. I'm the draft that moves the heavy velvet curtains. No name on the ledger, just a weight in the room. The king is a puppet, I'm the one cutting the threads. Vanity's a mirror that eventually starves you, but shadows don't break, they just grow toward the exit. I'd rather be the ghost than the man inside the coffin. I'm the full stop at the end of the loudest sentence. The spotlight is a butcher's hook for the ego. I'm the drive that moves the heavy velvet curtains. No name on the ledger, just a weight in the room. The king is a puppet, I'm the one cutting the threads. The spotlight is a butcher's hook for the ego. I'm the drive that moves the heavy velvet curtains. No name on the ledger, just a weight in the room. The king is a puppet, I'm the one cutting the threads. Just a ripple in the dark water, gone before the house lights find the floor. The night ends exactly how I wrote it. Silence is the loudest thing I own. Copper coins on a dead man's eyes. That's how the light is these empty tumblers. The smell of wet wool and cheap ego is finally sinking into the floorboards. I watched the last cigarette ember eat his own heart in the ceramic tray. My pulse is the only gavel left in this chord of ghost whispers. I've been carving this hollow space with a rusty steak knife before the first guest arrived. Every laugh was a debt that just got canceled by the rising dark. Quiet isn't an absence, it's the only guest I actually invited. It's got the weight of a stone church and the teeth of a winter frost. A single hair ribbon on the rug looks like a severed vein from this angle. The refrigerator hums a low B flat that vibrates in the marrow of my jaw. They traded secrets like counterfeit bills until their throats ran dry as sawdust. Now I'm the custodian of the things they were too terrified to leave unsaid. I've been carving this hollow space with a rusted steak knife before the first guest arrived. Every laugh was a debt that just got canceled by the rising dark. The quiet isn't an absence, it's the only guest I actually invited. It's got the weight of a stone church and the teeth of a winter frost. It's a heavy victory, the kind that snaps the spine of the house. No more static, no more friction, just the velvet pressure on my eardrum. I am the period at the end of a sentence that lasted 100 years. I've been carving this hollow space with a rusted steak knife before the first guest arrived. Every laugh was a debt that just got canceled by the rising dark. The quiet isn't an absence, it's the only guest I actually invited. It's got the weight of a stone church and the teeth of a winter frost.